Everyone, I just wanted to introduce you to Phox Facets and just to show you how easy these are to use. So we're on our demo website here, which is a pet shop, and we're going to add some facets to our shop page. We're using the shop page element here, but the facets will work with all of the loops within Breakdance and Oxygen 6. And you can see here we've already added some of the facets. We've just dragged these in here. The price range, it'll automatically pick up the WooCommerce price range, so you don't need to really do anything except put it onto the page. But of course you can customize it if you want. For example, I've put the prefix in here of pound symbol. This toggle, you get different options for this. I've got it to filter on sale. So let's go ahead and add our checkbox filter for our product categories. Okay, so we're just going to drag that into the page there. And by default, it's set to category, but we need it to be product category for this. So there it is. And then it's automatically going to load all of our categories. Now on this website, a lot of these categories are named the same because they are children of, the parents. So what we're going to do is we're going to show the hierarchy, and that's going to organize it a bit better. So now we can see, we've got flea treatments under cats, and we've also got it under dogs, and it's nice and clear what's what now. And that's pretty much it. We can obviously customize this more with our styling and hide counts and stuff, but I'm happy with that. It looks great out of the box. The next one we're going to add is a color or image swatch. So let's add our swatch element onto here. Here it is. Let's drag that in. Now, what I've done for this is I've set up a custom taxonomy for this demo, but you can use any product category or product attribute or any custom taxonomy that you create for this. So what I'm going to do is leave it as taxonomy, and I'm going to choose my custom taxonomy, which I've called animal. And you'll see here I've put some of the images in already, but let's go to the back end and see how we do that. So if I go to here, this is where I've got my custom taxonomy called animal, and here are my categories. I have already added the images for most of these, as you saw on the front end. So let's do small animals. So I'm just going to click into this, and you'll see that I have an option for a color swatch. So if you are doing colors, you can set your color in here, and that will be automatically picked up on the front end. Or you can do an image. So we're going to do an image of this hamster for this one and press update on that. And now that'll be automatically pulled through into the element. So let's just make a change to it to pick up the latest. And you can see there we've got our little hamster symbol. Now this one is birds, and we haven't added a image for that either. So let's quickly do that. So I'm going to go back to animal, into birds, select my image. Okay. Now on this, we have the option of whether we want to do multi-select like checkbox or single select like radio. If you set it to single select, you will get an all button as well, and that by default looks like this. However, you can customize that. If you're doing colors, you can choose a default color for it if you want, but as we're doing images, we're going to choose the image, and I've got an image in here of a bunch of animals to show that it's all animals. And that's going to update, and you can see our budgie pictures come in there as well. So let's style this a little bit now because they're a little bit small. So let's make them a bit bigger, and you can see it automatically adjusts the columns, but you do also have column control for this as well under layout. So if you do want it more or less columns, you do have that control, but I think 3 is good for this. We can make it a little bit bigger there. Okay. And now we're going to press save, and now that's done. And if we want, we can add labels to this as well. So let's show the label, and there we go. And let's press save on that. And now we can go to the front end and try this out. Okay, so we can see there, it looks like we need to add these to 100% width, but it's fine for now. So let's choose cat. and see, and there we can see it's automatically filtered all the products for cats. And because this is on single select, I can change to birds, and it works just like that. And these work in the same way, and it will automatically update for the product archive. So if I go into, in fact, I've got it open here. This is the small animals product category. So this is the archive page for that. And you can see here the filters have automatically updated. So we've only got, let's refresh it because we've added our animals now. So we've only got the categories that are available on the page. We've only got the price range that is available on the page, and we've only got these animals that are available on the page as well. So it automatically does all of that on your category pages. As well as that, if we just search for facet in our elements, you'll see there are a bunch of them. We've got search, which we've already added here. This will automatically filter the products as you start typing. We've got the drop down, which is the same, basically the same as a radio, but it's stylized like this. We can drop down, we can select our taxonomy and our whatever we're filtering by. We've also got sort and pagination, which we've got on here. These are customizable, and they work just as they are. There's no configuration needed. We've got a reset button, and results count, and a facet to show the active filters. If you are having very complicated facets, you might want to show which filters are active, and that allows people to see them, and they can remove them one by one as well. So that's Phox Facets. It all works very, very simply with Breakdance, as you can see. And as always, if you have any questions, just let me know.